Hello, this is Mike Bowers. I'm with the Ohio Small Business Development Center at Columbus State Community College, and we are excited to be joined by Nate Riggs today. Nate is a great friend of the Small Business Development Center, and going to be helping us out with the Ohio Growth Summit this year. So we want to get a little bit of sense of what to expect this year. Just a little background: the Ohio Growth Summit is in our 6th year here at Columbus State, and it's truly become a statewide celebration of small business innovation, and how small businesses can succeed even in the worst economies. So we're looking forward to this year's event, which will be June 9th in the Center for Workforce Development at Columbus State Community College. And if you are looking for some more information on the summit, we'd encourage you to go to www.ohiogrowthsummit.com. With that, Nate, we are looking forward to a pretty interesting opening keynote panel that you're going to try to moderate or control or herd. Or this is going to be quite an undertaking on personal branding. Let's maybe step back a little bit. You know, my first experience really in talking about personal branding as a business person, and not really so much a social media online person, was a presentation that you did at a Ohio Web Leaders program, I believe, last spring on Brand You. Mm-hmm. And I know that you had some information on your blog, which is nateriggs.com. And can you talk a little bit about personal branding and how that's impacting the business climate now?
Absolutely. Personal branding, at the end of the day, all humans have potential to be a brand. A good friend of mine, Becca Thompson with Tree Authentic Brand Communications, has a great statement where she says brands are very much like personalities in that they do evolve and they're very dynamic. And so it makes sense that a human could apply the ideology behind developing a brand to themselves. At the end of the day, a brand is a collection of attributes that other people around you assign to a product, service, company, or now a human. And now with the advent of the new internet and the social web and all these tools that we have access to, we have more ability to go out and publish self-branded content about what we do for a living, what we do as a person, and really start to be able to leverage that into business relationships. I think it's very important, especially to small business owners, because again, with a lot of these tools that are available for free, you can get a lot of leverage around your business by becoming known. It's very hard to launch a company brand, but yet people are out networking with other business owners, potential clients, potential customers every single day. And part of having a personal brand is making those networking experiences much more memorable and then also referenceable on the web and off.
Yeah. I know that last year we had a great example of a person who's utilized personal branding when we had Chris Brogan here. Mm-hmm. And he was our keynote last year, and he did a great presentation on personal branding and how you can apply a lot of this type of information to your business. This year, we're going to kind of extend that and kind of make a little bit of a shift. You know, some things have changed over the last year. The economy's changed, hopefully to the better for most businesses. But a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have evolved. And with personal branding this year, we're going to be doing a breakout session at the beginning of the Ohio Growth Summit. And this will be another first, I think, for the certainly for the summit, and probably for most conferences that you'll be at. We're going to have one of the largest branding panels that you're going to see probably any place. Can you talk a little bit about the panel, maybe some of the folks that are involved?
Yeah. So kind of the idea came as, you know, yet another panel discussion. Panels are typically 4 to 5 people, and those are great. But there's a lot of different ways that human brands or personal brands are being applied right here in and amongst our community. And some of the names we do have, you know, Artie Isaac's going to be involved. Somebody who, you know, especially in and around Columbus, If you mention the name Marty Isaac, chances are people have heard of him. You know, so he's done a lot of work both on the traditional brand side, but also, you know, in and around using his brand for various different other business opportunities like SpeakerSite. We're going to talk with Lewis Howes, who's also confirmed somebody who is marketing his personal brand to leverage into a speaking career, a consulting career. We've got some small business owners. Good friend of mine from Otterbein College, Amy Parrish, has launched a photography business in and around developing her personal brand and doing things like speaking, but also blogging. So there's going to be a big variety of different applications of personal branding, and the idea of having a big panel is to really not just have a group where audience members can ask questions, but kind of set up a few scenarios where maybe we can debate some topics. There's a lot of heat around, you know, whether personal branding is valid, how it can be applied, is it really valuable for the small business owner to invest their time. And so we kind of want to put some of those issues out there and have some of the panel maybe, you know, argue their points either for or against that. Obviously opening it up the panel to questions from the floor, but also having some guided discussions from myself, the moderator, and some content that we'll discuss on there. So I think it's going to be a very, we've got about a 2-hour panel planned. And I think we want to make it very interactive because, again, if even a panel discussion for 2 hours, it can be easy to glaze over. So it's going to be very interactive, and hopefully we'll be able to herd everybody in the right direction.
Right. I know that last year at the summit that you had really moderated a lot of the social media components that were involved, including a panel of some well-known bloggers and folks here in the Central Ohio area. And like you said, I mean, it was very interactive last year. I would anticipate that to be the same type of thing this year.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we are going to have one of the other confirmed panelists is Jacob Stoops, currently working with People to My Site, but also blogs at agent-seo.com. Jake is an SEO expert, one of the up-and-comers in our city, but he's also really heavily relied on a personal brand, not only to launch his own career, but also then kind of share some of that buzz with his company, People to My Site. And it brings up this really interesting point that I always like to use the football analogy. If a company brand is the ball, the human brand is the person running the ball down the field. So a lot of times, in terms of you can use a personal brand to leverage for your business, and I think that's going to be where a few of the panelists are going to have, you know, some really good insights to share in terms of their experience in doing that and some of the pitfalls that they've seen. We're going to look a little bit in terms of what is the time that it takes to really develop and launch a personal brand and then maintain it. Some people have gotten there very much by just trial and error. Some people have taken more of a strategic approach to developing their personal brand. So we're going to really try to cover the gamut, and the goal here is to come away with information that small business owners can take back and immediately start applying right when they get back in their office, to start to get some traction around, you know, not only their business but also their own objectives.
Well, this sounds great. Look forward to seeing the personal branding panel this year, and we really appreciate you being willing to help put that together and moderate that panel. So I would encourage everybody to visit OhioGrowthSummit.com often. We will have some information from some of the presenters on this brand panel, as well as the other panels and presentations that we'll be doing at the Ohio Growth Summit. And again, that is OhioGrowthSummit.com, and the Ohio Growth Summit will be held at Columbus State Community College in the Center for Workforce Development on June 9th. So with that, we look forward to seeing everyone on June 9th. And Nate, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.